I also wanted to touch in this episode.
Oh, goody.
Bustles.
Oh, crap.
We have a whole alterations episode.
Bustle.
The one question I get all the time as a stylist is...
I'm waiting.
What's a bustle?
I have no idea.
For every dress.
No, I'm just kidding.
Does this dress have a bustle?
There's so many things you can do in bridal. I would say, talk to your stylist and stuff like that and see what you can do. So Maggie Sotero has detachable where you can make the trains longer. They have pieces that you can add. Yeah.
This is news to me.
Yeah, it's on their website. Some of the dresses.
That's
so
crazy.
You can, or like a lure, you can actually add inches to the trains.
But every dress will bustle. You don't have to worry about will it bustle, but how it bustles.
Right.
Because how it bustles is so important to saying yes to your dress.
It's
Can I tell you something that's a little bit taboo?
No.
You're not interested?
I am. Go on.
So here's the thing. As a seamstress myself, I've heard different opinions. Do you tip your seamstress? I know, that's my problem. Is like fall comes and I'm just on like shopping sprees.
Mm-hmm. We don't want that Cinderella pumpkin situation going on.
But if
in the
you
back
go and you're shopping for a bridal, I've had size zeros like wish that their boobs looked bigger or more like perky in their dress, and I'm like, I think that's a job for a plastic surgeon. Say you're a satin girl, go get like a fitted gown. Right. And then do a detachable overskirt, because then for the ceremony, you're going to have this beautiful like ball gown looking dress, and then
do that.
Boom, take it off right after, and then you have a whole new look. They're my standing jeans. If I'm going out to a bar, if I'm going out to a bar and I know I'm going to be standing,
that's
I can wear them.
good. You can't just have standing jeans. It's
okay.
Stupid. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of
Brides, Booze, and Boobs.
We have no booze today, though.
No, I can't handle the booze today because I'm recovering from an illness.
Yeah, and I had it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I could technically drink, but
God.
I'm just gonna drink my water today.
This has been the worst thing ever. I'm not good with getting sick. No one really is, I guess, but
not really. I mean, I don't think that people really like to.
It's been horrendous. I just
don't. Keep this down here.
No.
It's not fun.
It's not
but
fun.
I feel like it's been going around, so.
It has been. And I'm surprised it took me this long to get it, actually.
Crazy.
Because it's just been, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been going around here, circulating.
Yes, of course. Hopefully it doesn't hit anybody else. What are we talking about today?
Oh, God.
Fantastic.
We had so many ideas for what to talk about. And I feel like I kind of want to start this. I have a lot of venting I need to do.
Okay.
All right. So you already heard it all. Voice memo.
Oh, okay.
So the other day or last week, I decided I wanted to buy new jeans because you know what? Good pair of jeans, they're just essential, right?
It's hard to find a good pair of jeans.
It really is. And then my friend was like, go to Aeropostale. And I was like, okay, great. Like, she loves them, obviously. And I ordered, she was like, but size up for comfort. And I was like, okay, perfect. I want to be comfortable. So I got a size much larger than I have ever been. Okay. So I'm used to being like a size, well, 2 years ago during COVID, I was like a size 6 in jeans.
Okay.
Now I'm more comfortable in a 12. And I was like, okay, let me size up to a 14 for comfort.
Okay.
Just because she already said, like, they do kind of, like, for her, they run small or they're tighter and they shrink. So I was like, okay, I'm comfortable in a 12. Let me size up to a 14. My 14s come. Curinne. I was depressed.
I mean,
oh my God. I literally put them on and I was like, oh my God, I needed a 16.
Okay.
A 16.
Wait, did you get the 16 too or no?
No.
No, but the 14 doesn't fit at all.
The 14, it fit, but
did you do their size chart
at all? I did do the size chart.
And it still didn't fit?
No. So then I'm like, am I crazy? But then
Is it me?
It also, it was a little devastating. Like, no one likes to, like, gain weight. obviously.
I mean,
but it's a part of life. Like, things happen.
People fluctuate.
Whatever. So, whatever. That's just life itself. But for me, I'm like, it makes sense to me now why girls will come in here and they're like, I'm a size 10. Meanwhile, they're like this tiny.
We had a couple of girls come in where they're thinking that they're
so much larger than they
actually are.
And I'm like, this is probably the culprit and like the reason why stuff like that happens.
And I feel like there's different size charts for different stores. It's not like good across the board. So like, I don't know how they can make it better, but it can be very confusing. Because even like as a plus size woman, I feel like if I go to Lane Bryant or if I go to Torrid or City Chic or Eloquy, I'm different all over the board. And I'm like whatever it is, I'm like, well, maybe I should just size down one because like I never know. And it's so weird because everyone has like their own size chart. So like Torrid has like, I don't know if you're familiar, but they have like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then Eloquy I think goes by, I feel like they go by numbers. Like theirs will be like 20, 18, 20, 22, 24. So it's like if you're like, it's hard to like gauge. And then Lane Bryant I just think has straight numbers, where like City Chic, they do like large, extra large, and you're like, I'm like, wait a minute, as I'm an extra large in City, like I'm like, what do you mean? Like it's weird.
But here's the issue I had with like whatever, like I am the size that I am, like whatever, but the problem that I'm having is like usually they say bridal is 2 sizes larger than what you normally would wear. I bought my bridal gown in a size 14.
Right.
And so now my 14 jeans aren't fitting because they're from a brand that is like, and this wasn't long ago. So it's crazy to me that there's just like this like wide range of sizes I could possibly be, and I can't order things online.
No, it's very hard. And even if you check the size charts, sometimes they don't. Like I'm always like, okay, well I know, like if I do my size chart on City Chic, I know that it's still going to be a little bit bigger on me. So I'm like, okay, like I have to take that into consideration. But and if your bust is not the same as your hip, like it's so it's all over the place.
So let me tell you too,
we should just go by inches.
Right? That's what I keep saying.
And it should just be a thing. Like, these are your inches, this is your size.
So, here's the thing.
Did you tell me that? Men's is done by inches?
Yeah. Yeah. So, here's the thing.
They always get the easy end of the stick.
They do, of course.
So complicated.
I was going to say something, and then...
I'm sorry. I've sidetracked you. There's a shock. She left. She left me, ladies and gentlemen. She's like, peace. I've had enough of this podcast. I'm out of here. Where did you go?
I went to turn off the music.
Okay.
So,
we had like background music. I wonder if that's going to come up. That's okay. We're just going to leave it in though. We're not starting again.
Here's the thing though that bothers me is I just want it to be like my size. I can order online comfortably. Oh, and then I got a size 14 in one style and a size 14 in another. Okay. And the one style, the 14 was loose. And it's the same brand.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Were they like skinny jeans?
No. I feel like they were like mom jeans. High-waisted.
Oh my God, I'm yawning. Tell everyone what time it is. It's yawning time.
It's 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. At night.
It's like Ivory and Maine after dark.
After dark?
Maybe we should talk about risque things.
Ooh.
We don't post them after dark, though, so don't.
Oh my gosh. No. So that was my dilemma. And it really got to me mentally because I was like, am I not in control or like seeing my body for what it really is? But I don't think so.
I don't think that's what it is.
I think it's more so
I think a lot of girls have that same issue.
So I think if other girls are having that issue, don't let it get you down because like we see it every day here. We see it every day here. Like people come in and you have... Yes. People tell me all the time, like, oh, what size is this? I'm like, don't even worry about the size because
you can't go by that.
What's the number? And I tell people all the time, so I need to take that into myself. Just don't worry about the number. Like, be comfortable in your clothes.
They should fit. So if it doesn't fit, go up a size, whatever it is. It's literally, it means nothing because everything is different. Yeah. It's like all over the spectrum, so it doesn't matter.
So that was my dilemma. I was rage voice memoing Curinne while I was standing in the jeans. I was like, Curinne, I can't believe this right now.
You're like, I'm spilling out. Did you have to lay down on the bed and do the zip like?
No, I didn't do that, but it was a struggle.
It was a struggle.
Yeah. I had to like.
Yeah.
And then
the sound effects for the people on Spotify.
And then they looked good on, but like I was hanging out of it.
Yeah, you're like, I have to wear a big bulky sweater.
Literally, which okay,
and
maybe
you know what?
I can.
What if you go out to dinner? Are you gonna like pop up?
I would.
Like pop a
Next
seam?
thing I know, Justin's eye is fucking bruised. I'm breaking glasses.
I've been shot. I've been hit. Man down.
Literally, that would be us because I can't sit in them. They're my standing jeans. If I'm going out to a bar, if I'm going out to a bar and I know I'm gonna be standing, I can wear them.
That's no good. You can't just have standing jeans. It's okay. Stupid.
Well, I bought them and I don't want to go.
These are my standing jeans.
This is my flaw is I don't like to return.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm so bad at that.
I'll admit I'm lazy with it. Like I don't want to have to drop them off somewhere or. I think they also will charge me to pay to bring them back. So I'm like, you know what? They're just going to be my standing jeans. That's it. Or you know what? I don't know. Who knows?
You're on points, so maybe you never know. Maybe by the summer they'll be. What was that? It's not me. Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
I just want to be like happy and confident in my body and not worry so much about numbers.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's messed up that these like companies are just like, oh, you're a size this, and then they're making it like bigger. But we see that in bridal, like you have to order up. But whatever. That was my dilemma.
We just say get the size that you need.
I just want good jeans, and I want to know what size I am.
I have to go through all my jeans because I have a lot of pairs, and I know some are too big, some are too small, and I just want to like get rid of them and like make space for new things that I want to buy.
Yeah, I know. That's my problem is like fall comes and I'm just on like shopping sprees.
Yeah.
Because fall outfits are my favorite.
Holy crap.
You're too tired for this.
I'm exhausted.
You need
but it's fine. No, I can't drink coffee.
I know.
It's fine. I'll be all right. Just don't mind my yawning the whole time. It's okay. I wasn't yawning before.
No. I mean, it got late and it got dark.
Fast. I feel like it was just daylight a minute ago.
Yeah.
But I'll just drink my water and it'll be good. So
the other thing that just happened recently is Justin just upgraded his Xbox. So I got the old one. So that's my new hobby is playing Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. That's fabulous.
It's actually a lot of fun. You should try it.
You know what? I feel like I'm going to ask Paul if we have it. Let me ask him right now.
Do you have an Xbox?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God, Curinne, can you go home and play it? And I'll hop on and we could talk.
That would be so funny. I'm asking him right now. He's probably going to be like, no, I don't play that game. But we might. I don't know.
It's an aggressive game, but it's really a lot of fun.
He might have it, but I'm not sure. But I don't think I have a headset.
I don't think you need a headset.
Well, I think you just need...
No, I think you do because at first Justin's voice was coming out of the TV. So what Justin and I...
he said we don't have it.
Oh, bummer. That's so sad. So what Justin and I have started doing is he'll sit in the living room and I'll sit in our bedroom and I don't have a headset yet. He just bought me one.
This is so related to bridal. It's ridiculous. This has everything to do. Now he's like, why do you want to play Call of Duty?
I feel like because Leah's delusional. Say, because Leah and I want to kill bitches.
I said, because Leah plays and told me to.
I can't.
That's so funny.
He's going to think I'm crazy. So yeah, now Justin and I, our new thing is we sit in different... Oh, God. We sit in different rooms and we play Call of Duty together. And I think it's really cute.
That is really cute.
So, I don't know. If your fiance or whoever is like, hey, let's play Call of Duty.
He goes, so get it.
Next thing you know, the two of us are going to be at home when we're not here.
Where do you buy it? The video game store? Where do you get it?
Online. Everything's online nowadays.
Oh,
Xbox
I thought like
Live.
GameStop. Is that what it's called?
I'm
GameStop?
pretty sure that like doesn't exist anymore.
What? No, there's a game. Yes, there
I
is.
think there is.
There has to be.
Everything's online now. You don't even need to.
Oh, he
jump
said
through
you can
hoops.
buy it right through Xbox. Oh, fabulous.
You could come over and do a demo first and see if you
Yeah, who cares? He'll buy it from me.
So that's like
Is
our
it
new thing.
like I'll look it up when I go home. I'll find it.
It's like $60, but with Justin I can share his.
That's hysterical.
And
He said, yeah, simple.
so my username is Rambo's mom.
That's her cat, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. Her cat is called Rambo. Rambo's mom.
Why just him? Like, I have Rambo Kita
I know.
and Alfalfa, but I was
because it's Rambo.
Yeah, because everyone's
Yeah.
going to think, like, I'm talking about the actual character Rambo.
Yes.
But no, I'm talking about my cat.
They're not even going to think it's a girl, by the way. I wonder if there's a lot of women. Are there a lot of women that play that?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He goes, I can't see you playing that, but whatever.
He's so supportive.
I know. I want to look it up now. I'm like totally. I'll look it up. Hold on.
It's a lot of fun.
That's weird because I'm surprised he's saying that he doesn't. Because I've played video games with him before.
Because I'm telling you, it's a very aggressive game.
Very aggressive.
But
maybe that's why he's saying it.
Yeah.
But for video games, I feel like I'm just like, come on, I want to win. Like, I'm very competitive.
I'm very competitive too.
Yeah.
But it's hard because there's so many controls.
Oh.
And you're just like, once someone starts shooting at you, I kind of like freak out. And I'm like, oh God.
Maybe this is a great way for you to like let out your bridal stress.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
1,000%.
It's like blow your head off.
Justin says it's like his nursing stress that he comes home and he relieves his nursing stress just like by playing video games. Because it's like he's in his own world. He doesn't have to communicate with anyone unless he's yelling at people.
Well, yeah.
But it's a lot of fun, and I encourage everyone to like try to pick up some of your partner's hobbies if they're willing to let you try.
I mean, if he really likes video games and like I said before, me and Paul, I've played many video games with him.
Yeah.
We have like the original Nintendo set, so he'll like put it on and we'll play like Super Mario or something like that. But that also too is I feel like for our generation, that's when video games really, like, we had like Atari and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was very young when Atari came out. Let me just state that for the record. But it was like, that's what we did as kids. Nintendo, Sega.
I have to say, when Justin and I play Mario Party, it ends in a fight every time.
Really?
Yeah, we are so competitive.
I don't know if
it ends in a fight. Like,
I don't like the newer video games. They make me dizzy. Games. What do I call them? Video games.
They make you dizzy?
Yeah, so like the ones where like you have to turn and stuff.
Oh, then you're going to hate Call of Duty.
Oh.
Yeah, you're going to hate it.
Oh, poop.
Yeah, because it's a lot of turning and spinning and trying to kill people. Yeah, it's first person.
Oh.
So you're like,
I don't know. Maybe that's why he's saying it then. I can't see
Probably.
you playing that.
Yeah, you could try it. Come over.
Oh, God.
We'll hang out with
I'll
Rambo.
be like, sorry.
We'll hang out with Rambo.
But I can play like I told you that the kids play Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
But it's not.
That's
Yes. Mm-hmm. So like games like that I'll play. I can play. Yeah. I'm all about it. Like, give me some. I'm trying to think. What was a game like Spy Hunter? That game was awesome.
Wait, can I tell you?
Do you remember that game?
No.
What? The little car.
No.
And it sings the tune, and he goes into the back of the truck. Spy Hunter.
The visual is there.
The
name is not.
It's a song.
Wait, show me a picture.
I'm gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it, but I'm gonna put it on.
So, did you ever play Pajama Sam as a kid?
No.
That was my favorite
Pajama
game
Sam.
ever.
Wait,
Oh my God.
Here's a video of it. It'll play it on this thing. Okay, hold on. Do you remember it now? It's so old. So I own this game, like the actual Nintendo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I die within like 2 seconds though. I can never drive the car. Oh, here, he's getting into the truck. Okay, so that's the game.
So I do remember that. I remember having a Game Boy. And I played a lot of those games. What is that other one? Dig Dug or something?
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that game either.
You don't? So
Not really. Like, vaguely.
Justin and I recently just went to a club in Brooklyn that had like the arcades and stuff, and one of the games there was Dig Dug, and we spent a majority of our time in the arcade room.
I would love to. They should open more arcade rooms. That's
it's
awesome.
So
like the original games. Like Frogger.
Drink every time I say it's so fun, this podcast. What the fuck is going on with me?
It's so fun. That's great.
So yeah, I don't know. I love going to like the arcades, the like old school stuff, especially when a bar is themed with an arcade like that.
I mean, I think that's cool. Like, I just think that it's like, we should open one.
We should, actually.
We 100% should.
Right next door.
I'm down. I'm in. Count me in. Where do I sign?
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a rough 2 days for me. I'm starting to feel I'm on the other end.
Well, you're
coming.
you sound much better. You sound much better.
I was at the doctor this morning. They gave me a bunch of vaccines.
Did you get your
unrelated
tetanus?
To my? No, I didn't. I told her I got it 4 years ago. Because I'm not sure.
Did you?
I'm not sure.
But they can usually look it up.
So
you only need it once every 10 years. You probably had one when you were 18.
Well, when I went to college, I'm assuming I had my tetanus shot. And she was like, oh, if you got it, I don't want to give it to you again. Like, let's not do that. So I was like, okay. So I was like, I asked my mom, she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, we're just going to say I got it. And we're going to wait another 4 years. Like, it's fine.
It's fine. It's not, I mean.
So I'll just be extra careful. She was trying to give me a hepatitis B shot today because I have no immunity to it. I got my blood work done, like, last week, which, if anyone knows me, I hate getting my blood drawn.
A lot of people don't.
But I survived it. And now she wants me to come back in 3 months to do blood again. Again, why? Because I'm very deficient in vitamin B12.
Well, I mean, if she's just well, no.
I was like, do I have to come back? She keeps looking at me. She's like, come back. And I'm like,
just go in 6 months.
Well, I wanted to go every year. I'll get my blood drawn once a year. It'll be like the one dreaded day.
Right, yeah.
But whatever. So she gave me, I'm on these like vitamin B12 pills now and vitamin D pills.
I told you B12s are tasty. They taste like a little piece of candy.
All right, good. I can't wait. I can't wait for my vitamins. And then I have to take like the serious like big vitamin D pill for months now.
My vitamin D pill is like this big.
Yeah, well, that's what I should be on, but I'm too deficient right now.
Yeah, but
so I need to catch up.
500? What is it?
1,000.
I think that's.
I think 1,000. I don't know. I'll check. I have to stop.
I'm gonna
at
bring
CVS
mine in
later.
though for you, because I think mine are better than that. A bigger, better.
So I guess maybe it's a good thing I went and got my blood drawn because now I know why I'm very tired all the time.
That would do it. That would definitely do it.
But I always was just like, oh, I do a lot. So that's why I'm tired. But no, I guess it's just because my body has no nutrients.
Once again, that would do it.
So, okay, that's the update on my life. Curinne, fill us in.
So, there's really nothing been going on. Do you think there's been anything going on?
With you? I don't know.
Not really. I'm pretty boring.
I mean, you've been here a lot.
Yeah, I'm here a lot, dealing with a lot of stuff from the store.
Yeah.
It's been a lot going, like, as far as, like, customers. It's been raining. It's been pouring.
Yeah.
When it rains, it pours. No, I don't mean outside. I meant, like, with
brides.
Oh,
in here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes.
Well, it's a lot of issues with steaming right now.
Yeah, it's been weird. Like, a lot of issues happening. I think what happens is that, like, it's also, I think, has a lot to do with the universe. Like, what's going on. And, like, why people get a little wacky sometimes.
Yeah, I can see
So
that.
I think that, like, everything, and I think that most people that work, shop owners, whatever it is, anyone that works, will be like, everything will be going so smooth, and then all of a sudden the floodgates open and everyone has an issue. So I think right now that's really what's happening. Everyone has an issue, so it's like we're just trying to help everyone in the best way that we can.
Yeah, but they're like very minor issues, like things.
Some of them are most of them are very minor issues, but with very large reactions. Where it's like, okay, well, this isn't.
I see that.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing right now. And you're right, there is a large amount of people coming in asking for steaming, which we don't do, by the way.
Yeah, but can we explain why we don't do that? Because I feel like it's sometimes people are like, oh, I spent thousands of dollars on a dress, why is it coming to me not steamed?
Right. So when we get the dress, we get from the designer, and then you come in and you try it on, and then your dress goes back into the bag, which it's probably going to get wrinkly in there because it's in a bag. I mean, it's a breathable bag, but it's, you know, it's like
it's a big
the
bag,
train is up. It's a decent sized bag. It's big enough for your dress.
Yeah.
But the train goes up and then it goes into a storage closet. So we're clearly not going to steam it. Well, depending.
Maybe a
year, if it goes into your house, then it's going into your closet. If it stays here, then it's getting squished into our closet. So we don't steam them for that reason. Well, at that point. Then you go into alterations, and then the seamstress takes over, and then she has to cut your dress. She has to take the bust apart, whatever it is she's doing. And then she steams the dress because that's all included in her fees.
Yeah.
Right. They don't, if you went and just said, I want this dress steamed to like a dry cleaner or a seamstress or whatever it is, they would say, okay, well, it's such and such a price. We don't do it because we don't have the expertise to do it. I don't have they have presses. I don't have presses here. You know, we're simply just the store. Like, you wouldn't go to the supermarket and say, well, I just bought chicken cutlets. Why didn't you give them to me made? Where you get the dress. It doesn't matter. The price is the price for the dress. It has nothing to do with anything else. The customer service is included in your dress. I include the bag in the dress. You get, what else do they get? Whatever it is, your whole appointment, questions, emails, whatever it is that you need. Whatever it is that you need, that is included. The shipping is included in the dress. All the clip, whatever you need. But the actual steaming of the dress is done at the end when the seamstress takes over. That's not something that usually on the store levels they do. Some stores offer it, but then they know how to do it, or they have the equipment to do it.
Yeah, the stores
we have a
that
steamer.
Will offer it have like an alterations department within the store where they can
they have seamstresses there all the time.
They already have the product that they need in order to get it done. For us to train our stylists, I mean, when I went to FIT, I have to be honest with you, it was a whole class on, like, a literal whole week's worth of classes on how to steam and press garments.
Yeah, well, it's a big thing.
It's a huge thing. We can't just teach anyone. Like, we have younger girls here, too. For us to teach them, I honestly, I would rather bring your dress to a seamstress. Yes, you're going to have to pay. Regardless, you're actually going to have to pay because it's a job.
Yeah, even the veil. Like, here's the thing. Like, what if, let's say, God forbid, I gave it to one of my girls and I said, here's, this is another reason why we don't clip the dresses when you come in, because what happens if I clip your dress and then we accidentally rip the lace?
So when you go into alterations, they physically have to press and steam the dress in order to get out the wrinkles that were in there from when they went in and opened the dress. So it's something that has to be done when you get your alterations done. And I haven't known anyone who has bought a bridal gown that didn't need any sort of form of alterations at some point. So
it's exactly, you're going to need something. And the thing is, again, is that I know where our expertise lies, and it's 100% not in alterations or steaming of dresses, not your wedding dress. That's not something that I would want to take on. This is your dress, and I, just like my seamstress wouldn't be like, hey, I'm going to come out there and sell you a dress because it's not, maybe she doesn't know. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're going to stay where your expertise is. And my expertise is knowing designers, knowing dresses, knowing how to sell the dresses, and helping you out, and it's not alterations. So, and that's why we have a third party.
But I think that's more honorable of you to do that and say, listen,
what if
I'm not an expert at this. Let me point you in the direction of who is an expert, and let me have it done right for you. It might cost you money, but Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
What if, like, again, what if we took it and I ruined it? Oh, I would be devastated.
Yeah.
Then what?
Then
I can't get you a new
point,
dress.
Yeah.
It's too late. It's right before your wedding. You need to take this to people that like absolutely know what they're doing. 100%. Even the veils, I'm like, oh God. And I know it's a veil and it's not super hot. Like it's not like doing a dress.
Yeah.
But I think Tatiana said she even presses out the cathedral veils.
It's easier to do that than it takes hours to steam. They take hours. This is like no joke. You think like, oh, you just hit it quick with a steamer. It's not like that.
No,
it's like
not.
You have to
It's
stand there for
not
so
like
long, and
every inch, and you have to keep going over it, and even the fingertip veils, it's time consuming.
Yeah. If you want it ready for your wedding day, you have to take it to a professional who has the right stuff.
100%.
If it was just like, you want us to quickly hit it with a steamer, we can do that, but it's not going to be wedding ready.
And it's not going to be what you think it's not going to be what it should be.
Exactly.
Whether or not you know it or not, it's not going to be what it should be if I take it and do it, if we take it. And again, I wouldn't trust the girls here just don't know how to do that properly. And I wouldn't do it. I mean, you're a seamstress, it's a little bit different, but but even still, you don't have the equipment here, so to do it is just crazy. So
but that's the
go
issue
easy
with
on me.
steam.
I might have a nervous breakdown soon.
Let's not.
I'm trying. Let's not. Can we refrain? Thank you.
So then I also wanted to touch in this episode.
Oh, goody.
Bustles.
Oh, crap.
We have a whole alterations episode,
bustle.
which if you have any questions about alterations,
you should check that episode
Check that
out.
episode. I think it's like
4. I was just going to say, it's like 4.
Yeah. And it's a really good episode. We just answer a bunch of questions about what to expect for alterations. But the one question I get all the time as a stylist is...
I'm waiting.
What's a bustle?
I have no idea.
For every dress.
No, I'm just kidding.
Does this dress have a bustle?
Yeah.
So
bustles are super important.
They're
unless
so
you're getting rid of your
important.
train.
And it's good to ask. Like, if you're coming in for your appointment, definitely ask those questions. Like, does this dress have a bustle? Or how does this dress bustle? Every dress bustles, unless it's like a hem to the ground and no train. But every dress will bustle. You don't have to worry about will it bustle, but how it bustles.
Right.
Because how it bustles is so important to saying yes to your dress. Because if it's bustled and it makes your butt look big and it's like not flattering.
And our seamstress is really good at doing the bustle. It's like a puzzle pieces. She like pins everything, and then she does these like great pleats where everything like lays flat, and she knows that we are curvy plus size women, so we don't want that Cinderella pumpkin situation going on in the back of your
But if you go and you're shopping for a bridal gown and they say...
I'm sorry, I pressed play on accident. I don't know what I... Go on.
So
almost played music.
Oh my God.
Continue.
Oh my God. I was like, choke. So if you're going to your bridal appointment and you're looking at the bustle and they're like, I don't like the way that this is going to bustle, you're going to be in your bustle a majority of the night. Your whole reception, your whole cocktail
I don't think
hour.
anyone here has ever said to Tatiana, I don't like the way this bustles.
First of all, let's explain what a bustle is for people who may not know.
Oh, okay.
So a bustle, you have your beautiful long train on the back of your dress. The bustle is the points that you're going to use to take up that train so you don't have to worry about stepping on it. And it's draped beautifully. Mm-hmm. It's literally an art. It's something that,
and everyone has different amount of points.
Yeah.
So like if you have, let's say, like a tiered bottom, you might have more points to pull up that bottom than, let's say, someone that just has like a light chiffon dress where she can just do like 1 pin or 2 pins to like pull it up. 2 points, I should say. I'm sorry.
I mean, people go to school and spend years learning how to drape properly in order to do a bustle. When I first started working in bridal, it took me about 6 months, I would say, to be confident in doing a bustle.
Yeah.
Because that's her wedding dress.
Right.
And like when you do it, it's really an art. So definitely ask, if you didn't buy your dress already, ask what the bustle is going to look like. But I get that question a lot, like, oh, what even is a bustle?
Yeah.
And it's so important. So there's different types, too. So You have the American bustle, which is going to go on the outside. So it's taken
Which
up
is the most common one.
It's the most common one.
Yeah.
It's the one that we see a lot here. It's the one that you have these little buttons that are going to either be around the waist, or at some point they're invisible buttons and they're on your dress somewhere, and then you have little loops that you have to pull through the tulle layer of your dress, and you attach that loop onto the button. And it's beautiful when it's done on the waist because it's seamless. It is beautiful.
I know.
It doesn't really look like the bustle's there. It just kind of makes the dress a little bit fuller in the back, depending on how big the dress is. If you have a ball gown, it's just going to make it look more natural, like a ball
right,
gown.
Exactly. It won't. It's not going to, again, like you're not going to get that bubble in the back. It's going to drape really nice and put your pleats in, and you're good to go. I have seen girls walk out, and I'm like, oh God, your pleats are... You have to make sure they're pointing in.
Well, that's
girls
something
walk out
also.
And the points are...
Yeah, so that's something throughout the night. So
yes, you'll have to fix that.
Since it's draped.
Right.
It's not there. It's not sewn together. So you're going to tuck your pleats in, and you have to have your bridesmaids or your maid of honor designate jobs to them saying, you have to tuck my pleats tonight. And like you have to make sure, because as you dance and as you move, they're gonna come untucked,
right?
And then it could look a little ridiculous, so you have to have someone on the duty.
Well, I'm just thinking
of retucking them in, you know, and just someone who's fearless and just gonna be like, I'm just tucking you, I'm just tucking your pleats
on call, on duty. See what I did there? You see what I did there?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I did.
So you're like, yes.
That's the American bustle, is the one that pleats in. But then one of my favorites is the French bustle.
I like the French one too.
Because it goes underneath.
Yeah.
And it's attached.
We don't see that here very often.
No, but it's my favorite on satin dresses.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Because the satin gowns are so thick with the material that it's really nice to have a bustle that just goes underneath, so you don't have more bunching on top of that really thick satin.
Right.
So the French goes underneath with a series of rings and ribbon. So you just attach and tie the ribbon to the ring.
Right.
And it's so easy. It's so like effortless. And then it looks just like the front because it just tucks under. Right. So you just do it to the hem of the floor.
Right.
And it's just so beautiful.
Beautiful.
I really love it. That's my favorite.
I like it a lot too.
I'm so excited because that's the one I'm getting.
Makes sense. I'm shocked by this.
So I don't know. I just
love
bustles.
Then I've seen seamstresses do other types of bustles too.
Well, there's like this Australian one where it's like almost perpendicular to the floor. Okay. In like two parallel lines.
Really?
Which is very interesting. I've never done it myself, and I've never seen it here. Or like in America.
Most of ours are the American because it's good. It's cost effective for the girls. When you start getting into these crazy bustles, you're going to get, obviously, the price point's going to keep going up and up and up.
Well, it's $20 per point.
Right now, here it's $20
And you can have 5 points. You can have 1 point on your bustle.
I've seen girls with like 15 points because of the way that the bottom...
I've personally done on a ball gown 32 points.
Yeah, I've seen girls do a lot.
The other issue, too, is if you have a dress that has layers that are different lengths, hem-wise... you have to do them separate. Right. Because if you have if you have that tulle layer that's sheer and you have the layer underneath that's like the, colored or whatever.
It all has to get picked up.
It has to get picked up and it all has to be even to the ground.
Yep.
So if you have those different length layers, you're going to be paying for, the $20 per point for the bustle underneath. It's like paying for 2 bustles and then the bustle on top. So I've personally done the most was 32 points on a gown. Mm-hmm. It was expensive.
That's a lot.
It was a lot, but it looked beautiful.
I'm sure it did.
It was a big gown, so.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so
32 points.
Can you imagine?
No.
I mean, it looked good.
I can't.
Yeah.
I think that, I was going to say something about the bustle, and I forgot what it was now. Darn it.
I know. That's the two of us tonight.
No, I know, but.
Also, this day flew.
I know, this day did fly.
Like, it's dark outside.
I know.
My poor cats are in the dark. They're blind.
Oh, I think they can see in the dark, can't they? 3 blind mice. Oh, God.
So, yeah, anyway, going back to bustles.
Going back to the bustle. I don't know. I'll think of it.
I always say account for, in alterations, the bustle's not included. because every bustle's different, like we were saying. So
yeah, so like again, like yes, there's no way they couldn't. Some girls need 1, some girls need 3, some girls need 10, 32.
Yeah.
So it really just
the
depends.
dress will never come with a bustle because it's personalized to you.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
If you are like, you know what, I don't want to pay for the bustle, but I still want to see like a little bit of the train, you could cut some of your train off. Like if you just have a pretty dress that just has buttons down the back, you could do like a sweep where then you don't really even have to pick it up at the end of the night. But keep in mind that your dress is sweep is when it comes about, what is it? How many inches? Like
it's not many.
Like 6 to 9 inches, something like that, off the back of the dress. But it is coming on it is on the floor, so just keep that in mind so people can step on it and stuff. But you don't have to get the bustle, and now you still have this really pretty, but it's small. It's a small train. Or here's another idea.
Oh, go ahead. Tell me.
I got one. You make the dress floor length. Like, let's say you have a satin gown and you're like, okay, there really isn't anything. There's really nothing.
Okay,
don't get too excited. You are like, there really isn't anything to the back of this dress. It's just a plain satin gown. You can cut the dress to floor length. Now you don't have to pay for the bustle. You're getting a veil anyway. So get a really beautiful, intricate lace veil.
Yeah.
If you're buying a veil.
Well, that's
like
because...
go for it and make that, because you're really honestly you have this train for the reception, the ceremony and usually and then it comes up during the cocktail hour most times.
I mean pictures if you want the beautiful pictures.
Obviously the pictures, but if you can have that veil flowing like in the pictures, and that can be your train, and then that's going to come off after your ceremony.
So that's not where I thought you were going with
it. You didn't? Where did you think I was going?
I thought you were going to say
like
have
a detachable
overskirt.
Oh,
because then
and I thought detachable.
Oh,
so Maggie Sotero has detachable where you can make the trains longer. They have pieces that you can add. Yeah,
this is news to me.
Yeah, it's on their website. Some of the dresses.
That's
so
crazy.
You can, or like a lure, you can actually add inches to the train. So you can add like 2. I mean, listen, it's costly.
Yeah.
But like you can add 2 feet or something like that to the back of the train.
Yeah.
But Maggie has like these detachable ones that it's usually on a dress that has like a smaller train, and then you attach these like snaps, and then it makes the train even bigger. But why couldn't you do that with like something on the back of like a satin gown? You probably could.
Yeah.
There's so many things you can do in bridal. I would say, talk to your stylist and stuff like that and see like what you can do.
My mind immediately went to get an overskirt, because then if you did say like a fitted satin gown, say you're a satin girl, go get like a fitted gown. Right. And then do a detachable overskirt, because then for the ceremony, you're going to have this beautiful like ball gown looking dress. And then
do that.
Boom, take it off right after. And then you have a whole new look. And I mean, don't get me wrong, overskirts do cost money. Some of them can be like $1,200 or more.
Yeah, some of them it depends. It depends on the skirt. But listen, it is a lot of fabric.
But that's like the veil
too. That goes into it.
Because the veil could be pricey too. So if you're doing a long, elaborate veil, but that's a nice option if you're going to do like a fitted gown, and then you want 2 different looks, and you don't want to have to worry about the bustle. So either way, I think you're going to end up spending the money.
Right.
Whether it's going to be on a veil and just chop the train off. But I think it's worth it at the end of the day, because nothing to me is more important than the fit of your dress and the way you look on your wedding day. 100%. Personally. I mean, other people might think like the food or the DJ is more important. But
listen, the food and I think the DJ, the pictures are very important.
Yeah.
2 things you definitely don't want to skimp on. But the dress is the dress. Like that is your whole thing. Like, is the dress shopping experience going to do your whole thing with your family or your friends, whatever it is. So I think that you can buy the most beautiful dress, but if you don't get it altered properly and do the right thing, it can look like.
Yep, exactly. And those are the pictures you're gonna have.
That's not good, by the way.
You're gonna have those pictures forever.
Yeah, so well, that's what you have to remind yourself of the day.
Yeah.
Memories. Sorry.
Oh, goodness.
What?
So, I mean, everyone here, I think, knows my love for alterations.
I mean,
it's the most important thing.
It's very important. It's a very important part of the bridal dress shopping journey. But don't stress during alterations. Things happen, and like trust the process as to if they can be fixed. Like, you know, again, we've said this before in the past. Like things, you know, these are people. And of course we don't want to think that anyone's dress got ruined.
Yeah.
But 9 times, 8 times out of 10, it's things that can be definitely fixed.
I think my advice is have realistic expectations on what can happen with your dress and what can't. Just because of, like, if you bought the dress a certain way, it's going to fit you to a T. It's not going to fit somebody else. You know, if you're imagining that you're going to be like, you're going to look like a smaller size.
Oh, yes, we do get that. This doesn't, yeah. I mean,
but I've gotten that everywhere, not just curvy bridal. I mean, like,
oh yeah, that's with everybody.
I've had size zeros like
How
wish
come I
that
don't
their
look like
boobs
this?
looked bigger or more like perky in their dress, and I'm like, I think that's a job for a plastic surgeon. We're not allowed to say that.
I don't know. You can. You can. I think
I'm breaking all the rules.
She's breaking all the rules tonight.
But it's true.
I've said
that so many times where it's like, you know, I can't. The only thing I can do to your dress with your boobs is put in cups and put in push-up cups, but I can't make them tape.
Or,
but
you
I
know,
can't
invest
make them
in some sort of really good bra situation for your boobs.
Yeah.
Your boobs are not going to change. They are what they are. So if you think they're going to look totally different, or like the model that's modeling the dresses, because her boobs are probably like a B, and she's heavily taped to make them look perfect.
Yeah. But have the realistic expectations
and then they're gonna look
that
perfect anyway.
Your body's beautiful. So it's not a matter of like, I want to look like the model. Look like yourself. Like, you shouldn't look like someone else on your wedding day. And just be happy and confident. Like, the dress is going to fit you to a T. We're going to make sure you look beautiful. We're not going to let you walk out the door,
of course,
you know, looking like...
We would never. Yeah. You know, again, I tell people this all the time. We're not corporate. You know, you can't...
And I worked for a corporation, and... I mean, it's so different.
Yeah, it is, because they don't really, at the end of the day,
I cared. I cared, and
right.
I was the alterations manager, so I cared a lot, and I was definitely like,
and you're not going to really get that everywhere, but unfortunately, but in a small business, you know, people are going to be, you know, more open to like working with you because they want to solve the issue. But then again, it goes back to, we need to be realistic. Like, if you're asking them for something that's out of their control, then like, come on, let's say, you know,
it's definitely an issue we run into. But at the end of the day, we just want you to feel beautiful in your dress, but have the realistic expectation. Come in knowing like, okay, whatever the cap is on alterations, it's probably going to be more because I have to do the bustle or I have to do custom work. Like, just, you know, leave in your budget some wiggle room when it comes to alterations. Don't be like, oh, that's
if you
nothing.
Start adding things and you're like, oh, well, I wanted cups and I wanted this and I wanted that adds up.
Yeah,
and I think that people, and then they get up here and they're like, you know, they start talking about the prices, and then she's like, well, I didn't think it was going to be that expensive. This says that. And it's like, okay, well, you added all this extra stuff. So, of course, if you're going to add a sleeve or you want your strap, you know, to be thicker, you know, someone has to charge you for these things. Like, you can't just, people, you know,
or you need the fabric to make stuff
right,
like
exactly.
That.
Like,
so, and then we have to purchase
don't just pull these things out of the sky. Like, it's, you know, it's oh, there was like
Can I tell you something that's a little bit taboo?
No.
You're not interested?
I am. Go on.
So here's the thing. As a seamstress myself, I've heard different opinions. Do you tip your seamstress?
Well, it's Tatiana.
No, I'm not saying that. But like, do you tip them? Like, when you're getting your bridal gown altered, do you tip your seamstress for doing the work? Because it is doing a service.
She's doing your service. So technically, I would say yes. I've never had anything altered except for by Tatiana, really, or it was like younger when I was like with my mom. So I assume she tipped them.
I'm the opposite, where I'm coming at it. I'm not really a customer. I'm more of a I do the seamstress work, and I never. I'm not going to say I sit here and I expect a tip, but a lot of people do, and then a lot of people don't, and I'm like, what is the actual standard for that? And what do you think?
I think if this goes by what people think about salons, I'm gonna gear towards this, because at one time people would say if you own the salon, you usually don't get tipped because that money is basically going back to you anyway. It was the same thing for people that was like, had their own little like business where they would say, okay, well, she owns the business, so I'm not going to tip her. All this money is going in her pocket. Yes, but she's also like, overhead, laying out for things. So I tip. It's just me. I'm a tipper. I'll pretty much tip anyone that's doing a service for me. It's the same thing like with the stylist. At one time, bridal stylists always got tipped. And now it's kind of like a thing of the past. And I find that bizarre because this woman is basically with you for 2 hours, you know, helping you. It's a service. She's basically like your
friend.
She's your best friend. She's getting you everything that you need so that you don't have to. If you're going to a salon that's self-service, that's a different story.
Yes.
But when you're working with something like this, I feel like this is a service. So I'm always shocked that the girls don't get tipped as much as at one time that was a thing. You tipped your bridal stylist, I believe.
Yeah. So I did go shopping in other bridal salons for a dress, and everywhere I went, I tipped. Of course, but I am biased because I work in this.
Right, you work in the industry.
So I understand what it's like, especially when you're not necessarily saying yes to the dress.
Right, exactly.
So I knew going to other salons, I'm going to try on dresses. I'm not necessarily buying here.
Yes.
And I would always tip because, you know, stylists get graded on how much they sell. And if you're not selling, like, that's a big problem.
At the end of the day, it's not like, again, this isn't a grocery store. People aren't coming in and being like, okay, I'm buying regardless. We're spending hours with you. And then if you don't buy, you know, it kind of reflects on what the stylist is doing. Did she do something wrong? Why aren't the people buying? Do you not have the right dress? Like, there's so many things that come into play because our sole product is the gowns.
Yes.
So what is it that why didn't this bride buy? So, when a girl doesn't buy, I mean.
So I feel like for me, I had this enormous guilt when I went shopping places knowing I wasn't buying because I felt for the stylist. Literally the whole time I was like, oh my God, I'm not buying. She's probably going to, like, you know, be asked later, like, what happened with that bride. Yeah. Like, I know I've worked in bridal since I graduated college. So I know what happens when someone doesn't buy. And like you can't make everyone buy.
No, it's impossible to make like every single person happy.
If someone comes in here and they're like, I don't see anything I fell in love with, I'm not going to make them buy.
Of course. Yeah. I'm not going to be like, hey, let's pop the champagne before you even found a dress. And I wouldn't want anyone to have buyer's remorse, obviously. That's
oh my God, no, that's literally, I would never live with myself, honestly.
No. But honestly, if you come in like 2 weeks later and you're like, by the way, I don't love my dress, I'm going to be like, okay, well, you can roll it over into something else because you had 2 weeks to sit on this.
Exactly.
And if you're saying yes, no one's twisting your arm.
Yeah.
Or your wedding gets canceled. Yeah. I mean, listen, once again, like, that's on you. That's not the store's responsibility now to give you a refund because your plans change. It's like, I'm probably going to sound like an ass, but I feel like it's like that old thing, like my husband always says when the kids get in trouble, he goes, what does he say? Your lack of something is not my responsibility or something like that. I've heard that before. Yeah, or he says your
lack of plan.
Yeah, it's like your lack of I see.
Call him. Just kidding.
Call him. I'll Google it. It's like if people out in podcast land are probably like, it's blah, 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 blah. They're yelling at the screen right now. That's me when Our two fans. Hello, and how do you do?
No, so.
I'm looking it up.
I definitely see what you're saying, but I always felt that like enormous guilt going somewhere, knowing I wasn't buying from them. I was just looking because they had different designers. So I felt the least I could do was tip them, you know, knowing I'm so sorry, like, I'm sorry I'm wasting your time. Because essentially that's what it is. I was going there wasting a stylist's time because I knew there was nothing that was going to make me buy there, you know? Right. So I just felt bad.
And then here's another good one. These are good memes. Can we talk about these? Because they pertain. Lack of preparation on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine. So here's the thing.
Oh my God! Wait,
we have had girls come in and be like, "Oh my God, you have to do this. You have to do that. My wedding's in 2 months. We can't." like
we have to order another dress.
We tell you to come 12 months in advance for a reason. Right. Like, it's physically impossible for us to be like, okay, well, we'll have them make you a gown. Like, it just doesn't work like that. So it's like, unfortunately, you know, sometimes, again, like, that goes back to our hands are tied. Of course I can't find this. Oh, yeah, it says, these are dumb. They just say your lack of planning is not my emergency.
Yeah. So, I mean,
but that's kind of like not what I was trying to get at with my kids. But anyway.
It's definitely true, though. But, like, obviously we're here to do everything we can.
Of course.
But how many times are we running around like psychopaths because we're trying to make things happen that physically and, like, logistically never could happen? You know?
Right. So we had, I keep thinking about this thing. We had someone come in one time, I'm not going to say, it wasn't a bride. She came into the store and when she bought her dress, she said, I'm going to go to another seamstress. And I was like, okay, that's fine, you know, whatever. And she was like, I'm not using your seamstress. Fabulous. And at this time, our seamstress didn't only do bridal. Now she does. So now months go by, we rush this dress, we get it in. It's probably about 3 weeks before the wedding. Again, not a bridal dress, not one of my brides. So she's in the dressing room, she puts the dress on, and she goes, okay, I'm going to make an appointment with your seamstress. Now we're in full-blown alteration season. Everyone and their mother's getting married. It's September, October. Everyone. And now my seamstress does not take anything but brides anymore.
Yeah.
So this woman proceeded to have a literal meltdown because I could not, number one, I couldn't fit her in anywhere. There was literally no spaces to fit her in. But I said to her, you said you were going to use a different seamstress. And she was like, yeah, but that seamstress can't do it because she's too busy. And I was like, okay, well, mine can't do it because she's too busy and because she doesn't do, she only does bridal. And she's like, that's not my problem. And I was like, well, actually, it is your problem. And I wasn't trying to be rude to this woman, but she was being completely, like, unreasonable and, like, completely rude to me. And I was like, unfortunately, like, my hands are tied. Like, there's literally nothing I could do. If you would have said to me when you first got this dress, I'm going to use your seamstress, then I could have put you in at that point because I know that we're going into the busy season and I know that I have to fit you in. Yeah. But, like, now you're telling me that you need to use her. She was like, this is completely unacceptable. And then I walked away and she told one of my employees that I was a bitch and didn't know how to run my business. And I was like, but this is what I'm saying. Her lack of planning turned into us being the bad guy because she couldn't get her dress altered. But at the end of the day, I could have gotten her in had she had told me in the beginning when she first bought the dress. Because I would have said that's wedding season for alterations.
Oh.
By the way, I'm going to do this. Well, now you can't. Like, now we don't, like, again, my hands are tied. We couldn't even literally squeeze this woman in. We had stuff everywhere where Tatiana was like, you cannot put another person in. Like, it's not possible. I cannot take another bride. It was, like, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Also, our
seamstress is a third party. She's not under us. Like, she's in our store
no,
for the convenience.
I mean, of course. Yes, for the convenience of it.
But
still. And
she
squeezes people in a lot.
She does.
Yeah.
But we can't, like, constantly, like, expect her to do stuff for us like that.
No, of course not.
Because that's her own business. Yeah. And we're asking her for favors, and we do ask for favors a lot to squeeze her in or squeeze people in. So that's another point of, like, she's her own business. She's her own entity, and she's here to help us out.
She basically runs space in my store.
So honestly, working here is making me have more confidence in myself. Just working with you where you're like, wow, I'm hot.
I just said it earlier.
I know you did. What can I say? I'm hot.
You make me sound so vain. I'm not vain.
I can't wait to be like that.
I am a little bit, but not totally.
I can't wait to be like that because right now I, like, avoid mirrors.
No, you have to look in mirrors and love yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to just be look at how beautiful I am. Get out. I mean, listen, everyone gets up in the morning and they have those days like, oh God. Yeah. But, like, honestly,
if you're my bride, we
talk how beautiful you are.
My brides and I, we talk a lot about, like, things we battle with, and, like, we always build each other up. So I have a lot of that positivity all the time, and I, spew that positivity myself.
Yeah.
But it's hard when it's you.
It is hard. When it's yourself, it's harder.
I don't know. I think it's every day a work in progress, and the only thing we can do is move forward and not backwards.
That's it. And you
positivity. Yeah. I can't wait till I'm 40.
And I'll be 60, so let's wait a little bit.
I can wait till I'm 40.
Oh, God.
But, okay.
Fantastic.
If anyone has any questions about bustles or alterations,
let us know.
Discussed in this podcast, please let us know, because we would be so happy to answer them for you.
We love answering questions. Nothing brings us greater pleasure.
Oh my god, I know. It's like, wow, you're listening.
The 2 people.
Someone's there.
Hello, 2 people. Hi, Mom. No, I'm just kidding. She actually doesn't even listen.
I don't even listen. I can't listen. I can't listen to myself.
I have to listen.
Especially this one where I'm nasally. Like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
Sorry for like the cold situation.
Maybe on there it'll sound like your sexy phone voice.
My sexy phone voice?
I don't know. Everyone has one.
Do you know what my sexy phone voice
No, but everyone has one, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hello.
Where it's raspy.
Like Stevie Nicks.
Oh.
She has a great voice.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't sing like her. But anyway. All right, so that's another episode of Brides, Booze, and Boobs, and we will see you next time.
I didn't know where you were going with that at all. I was like trying to chime in, and I was like, we're off the rails here.
I'm ending it. It's over.
Peace out.